welcome back to the Backline Podcast. I am your host, Chief Redbeard, or Billy, or whatever you want to call me. And today I've also got, as every time, my two best friends here. Who are you? Who are you?
Oh, I'm Will Bob.
Oh, hey.
I'm Will Bob.
We're never going to get it right. I'm Nico.
Oh, great. And today we got a lot in store for you.
Too much.
Way too much. We're going to go over some ding guitars today. We're going to talk about some more Taylor Swift and some mystery business. So I want to get started today. I want to know from you guys,
All right.
are you more of a harmonic person or a melodic person?
We're going to explain those terms real
Melodic.
quick.
So we are. I actually pulled up some
For
definitions.
the audience, not for me.
you guys.
I know what they
For the
I know what it
audience. So
means. I know what it
melodic is of having or producing melody.
As I knew.
Melodic and rhythmic patterns. Harmonic would be an overtone accompanying. We can't speak today, boys. A fundamental tone at a fixed interval produced by a vibration of a string, column of air, etc., and an exact fraction of its length. So I can start. This was one of the toughest questions that's ever been asked.
Yo,
to
I
me.
still don't even know what you're talking about. Can you give me like a...
Okay.
break
do
it
you-
down?
Do you like...
Not for me, for everybody else.
Oh, yeah. So a melody would be a structure of notes within within an octave. It could be a string of notes in a sequence, and that makes a pattern. That's a melody. The harmony would be two notes either simultaneous or...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's either a chord or single notes, like a solo.
So in a harmony, you can like, if we're doing like a vocal
Like,
harmony.
Yep.
Yeah, and
yeah,
they're doing it
yes.
at the same time, but they're just up or down.
Yep, and
Okay.
that's your
pitch.
Yeah, that's your harmony and your
Okay.
melody.
Up or down, but yeah, it's through the fixed interval there.
Harmony or melody, guy?
I would think me personally, I think I would more of a melodic person. A good melody, a good tune always sets me back. The hardest part about this question though, when you have a killer harmony, like, so for example, I'm a huge Alice in Chains fan. Their vocal harmonies are some of the best harmonies I've ever heard in the world. Guitar harmonies that are played really well.
They do Spoon
they,
Man,
They
right?
just get me. No, that would be
No.
Soundgarden.
Same thing.
Soundgarden.
You
does
said
Spoon Man.
Soundgarden.
No, I said
You
Alice
said
in
Alice in
Chains.
Chains.
Oh, I heard the same thing.
Sorry.
yeah.
But yeah,
Synonymous.
so I think just a good melody, just like a good, even just, like a Between a Baron and Me melody, just like will hit you hard and
Yeah.
Guitar-wise.
and guitar.
guitar,
So most
piano.
guitar, even a good vocal melody is good.
Violin.
Like if it's just written really well and not just your basic ass singing. I don't think there's too much melody as far as vocals and pop too much anymore.
What?
It's all the same shit.
There's melodies.
I think it's all the same shit.
Well, so it's copy paste of like a lot of stuff we've heard before. Like
There is.
Canon
There's
Rock
so
and
many
shit.
times that you hear the same
Like Canon
thing.
in D.
That's why guitars are great, because even though everything has probably been played on a guitar,
Technically, every melody
You can
is copyrighted.
find it. That is true. But I really like just a good melody is good for me. But it is tough because if you hit that right harmony, there's nothing else like it. But those are probably more rare than that melody. So a good melody to me is where it's at.
So, and a melody, like, you would basically, like, if someone was like, what song is that? You would hum.
Right.
Like
Basically,
as an
hum the
example,
melody.
you could be like "Sweet Child of Mine," do 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 do. You know,
Exactly.
like that's a melody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, so you're a melody guy.
I think I'm more of a melodic guy for sure. I
Yeah.
love a solid melody.
I melody chase all the time. When
Yeah.
I hear a song and I hear a melody, I'm like, I gotta play this on guitar. I need to find where that is and match it, and then be like, and then I play it. I'm like, oh, this is so good, and then usually a melody will get stuck in my head until I play it. And to get it
okay.
out of my head, I'll play it, and then I'll play it enough, and then I'll be like, all right, it's out of my head. I don't constantly think about needing to go grab my guitar and play it. You know?
Gotcha. Okay.
A melody is what's going to be stuck in your head. You're never, unless you're just that musically gifted, you're not going to have a harmony stuck in your
You're gonna
head.
just
It's going to
hear
be tough.
just
Yeah.
in your head.
But a melody is what's going to stick with you throughout your entire day, and that's what's going to be stuck in your head, pissing you off. That melody can't get out of your head.
I feel like more so the melody is more of a foundation to a song or a good song
For sure.
rather than I feel like a harmony is almost an accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a harmony can be on a melody. you know. But you can't have
What?
you can't have a melody and a harmony, right?
Yeah.
To the audience, maybe we're not ready for this conversation.
That's a bit much.
Please comment down below and let us know what you think, because I had no effing clue there.
What would I be? I don't know. So, I'm so involved in percussion.
As a drummer,
Everything is syncopated for you.
what
There's
gets it for
nothing
you?
nothing really rings technically except for your cymbals, you know.
Yeah. I've never. I'm so focused. Like I could listen to.
Those cymbals that you would I've seen drummers do where they will take like a splash and a crash
stack.
or a stack. That would create like a dissonant. That'd be, if you really like those, that would be more of a harmony, you know, than a melody.
Maybe I'm not sure they're noteworthy enough for it, but
I would say.
I mean, could a drummer's track, could a
you
entire
tune-
drum playthrough could that be a melody itself? And
yeah, the tom fills and stuff would be a melody. You know, boop 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 boop.
It depends on what drummer you're talking to. Honestly, I'm like just super basic. I'm gonna hold the beat. I'm gonna try to keep the transitions crisp.
I would say
have
someone like
fills.
Neil Peart would be.
Oh my God, yeah,
would
exactly.
be a melody.
Like a Thomas Lang,
Yeah.
guys who are super grandiose with the instrument. Sure, me, I'm more so. I'm gonna make these drums at least not feel. I want it to be dynamic, well-rounded as a song, and then have a callback from the beginning, middle, and end.
I think you're selling
throughout.
yourself short. I think I could.
How
I
dare
might
you.
be able to have you guys line up a couple of drummers playing the same thing, and I could probably pick you out.
What does that have to do with harmony, though? That's my thing.
Harmony or melody,
Sure.
rather. I could probably pick you out as a drummer who's just not a basic ass drummer, is what I'm saying.
I guess I'm getting the translation to drums is a little confusing to me.
Yeah, it is tough. I would wonder. but
Everything's syncopated on drums, so it's just one note after another for most things.
Yeah.
now, as a guitar player, you know, obviously I'm listening to a lot of guitar work and songs, and then vocals for anybody could take over or not take over. If you're Will Bob Daniel here, you don't give a shit about lyrics, but
No,
or vocals for that
Vocals.
matter.
that's why I like death metal. The screaming sounds like a distorted guitar on top of everything.
It
That's
does.
why I-
It does.
That's why I like
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
that's true.
It sounds like another instrument being played on top,
But
but it's
as a-
distorted.
As a drummer, do you find yourself focusing on the drum work a lot, or do you find it, like it, and then okay, I can deal with this drummer, and now I'm going to listen to the rest of the song?
Yeah, it's like you like ever since I was a kid, I only focused on the beat. I could only even follow the beat. I'd never heard. I hear guitar. That sounds silly, but I hear guitar, but I've never. My brain doesn't go there. It goes over here. It goes to the percussion. It goes to the beat.
Yeah.
It go everything involving drums. I've always just gravitated to it. I ignore everything else. Like I have no idea if the guitar. I mean, unless he's blatantly like shredding or doing some crazy things, like I don't know, and Animals as Leaders, where it's like really like whoa, brain
in your
melting
face,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Then I never pay attention to that stuff unless it really stands
Yeah,
out.
I
But-
totally get what you're saying, because that's me with vocals. I drown those out. I don't even pay attention.
Same. Mhm.
And yeah, for me, I pay attention to both guitar and drums, because it's like the mix between a guitarist and a drummer is really important. If they're off, it sounds terrible.
Yeah.
So that tightness, I like paying attention to the percussion and to the guitarist, and then I have to. I usually, if I really want to focus on the music, it's listening to the bass, the bassist.
Mm.
Like that's the hard one to do on a mix for metal and stuff like that, because they're almost non-existent.
Right.
But sometimes I'm like, what is the bassist doing? And I'll be like, I'll just close my eyes and, you know, just really hone in on the music. Sometimes I'll have to turn it up a bit.
That takes so much focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or actually what helps too is turning it really down to where, depending on what headphones you're using, if it has like usually rap headphones or something like that would help. The Raycons we use, turning it down really
We're not
low.
sponsored by Raycons.
No, that's why I'm not going to give a full thing out. But
No
we'll
shit.
but yeah, it has such a low bass response and it's so loud that if I turn it down really low, I can
Yeah.
hear the kick drums and the bass pretty well, and then the rest kind of is just low enough. Like I can drown those out and then hear all the bass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never tried to do that.
I think as much shit as we give bass players, including both of us have been bassists in bands.
You used to have my
they
bass.
can have a pretty solid melody that we don't even notice that without it, I think it would completely ruin the song. Especially some of
empty
your
it.
more progressive bands, like, I mean, BT Bam as another example. Their bassist has some incredible
great
bass work,
melodies on top of what
and
they're
he's
playing.
doing something. For me as a bass player, I just copy whatever guitar was doing and just add the low end,
Beyond
which did
Creation
not
is
make me a good bass player.
Beyond Creation is a death metal band I like a lot because the bassist uses a fretless bass, so it doesn't make those grinding sounds or anything like a bass would in metal, like the it's really smooth, very smooth bass note. And no matter where he slides on the neck, everything goes wow, wow, like that kind of effect rather than do.
So with the frets, typically with that genre, you're saying that there would be a little scratchiness or something
a
going
little
on.
bit of grinded, but his bass is really smooth, clean, and he does a lot of leads. So it's really interesting hearing bass leads in a death metal song. And they're really smooth sounding. Like they don't sound like a bass. It sounds like a really low like cello or something.
What band is this?
Beyond Creation.
Okay.
It's a band I really like. I think they're from France.
I need new music, so I might check that out.
They've been around for a little while, and there's a few death metal bands with that niche of a bass player with a fretless bass, and they'll just solo it along to stuff, and it creates low note melodies that really. It's like a more of a haunting undertone rather than a shrieking overtone on the music. So it's like it's got that element of like the rhythm is all in your face and the lead is just a ghost track.
Did you listen to Origin? Remember that band?
Yeah.
Was
Long
it
time
along
ago.
those lines?
Yes.
A little bit
like that.
Okay.
I would say the bass is a lot more intricate in Beyond Creation.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he's like a guitar player, but like I said, instead of a shrill, high pitch, in your face shred lead, it's a low undertoned, like haunting kind of like eerie underneath everything.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I like the presence of that bass being fretless.
Did I even answer the overall question? Melody or harmony?
Well, that's the thing. You had a hard distinction of.
I'm not
drums
sure.
over
Yeah,
that.
that's true. I'm not. I guess I have to be a melody.
You have
guy
to be.
then.
You have to be.
I have to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. That's my answer.
Melodic, and you melodic.
Yeah, I answered it.
Once
So
it gets,
we're all melodic.
Yeah,
I chase it. Yeah.
I think it's obvious.
I don't know. I'd almost say it'd be hard. You'd be hard pressed to find somebody who's actually like, oh, I don't like melodies. They're just too much in your face, and they're,
Well,
pompous.
I don't think it would be too much that you don't like melodies. It's just that it's more of if I can hear harmony all day long, maybe that's all I want to hear.
No, you know what? I think the people who do like, it's probably people who like ambient music. The just long chords drawn out. Those are your harmonic people. That's probably what it is. I should ask this to my roommate. He's big on ambient music. He doesn't know how to write melodies.
I think it's a solid question. It was brought up to me years ago. It was just a late night hanging out with some other musicians, and it was, guys, I have a question. Are you melodic or harmonic?
Dude, I'd walk
holy
out of the room.
Shit,
Right
what do
then.
I do?
That is my
What'd I
nightmare.
do?
My
Well,
Uber's here.
Uber wasn't even a thing yet. That's how long ago it was, and it's something that's kind of always stuck with me. I think about it a lot, just going, if I hear good harmony, I was like, damn, maybe I am a harmony person. Like
You think about that a lot.
I do.
Okay.
I actually do.
That's weird. I mean, to me, I'd still say it's who isn't a melody, listener, like who doesn't recognize melodies and stuff or go off of melodies. But then I thought about it. My roommate would be a best example. He doesn't know how to write melodies. He doesn't like melodies all that much. He likes ambient long chords of just synths or keys and stuff like that. I think that would be your go-to for.
But what if you're
harmony?
what if you just didn't give a shit about music? Which I guess at that point maybe don't watch this show.
Define music.
Then you
and
don't
then
know
you hear
music.
harmony.
It could
if
be
you don't like you don't like songs, but then you hear a harmony and it hits you.
Yeah,
And that's what does it.
I mean,
That makes no sense. I'm sorry.
So,
that
for
makes
example,
no sense. If you're
a-
not a fan of music and then you hear a note and you're like, holy
no. So
shit.
I dated someone who did not like music,
Okay,
really, or
okay.
not into it. But the music they did like were from like things that they played in video games or something like that. And then if it came down to it, it'd be like, oh yeah, I like Godsmack and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, clearly you don't like music because you don't know what's out there.
They just give
They
whatever.
just don't care
answer.
about
Okay,
music.
okay,
Yeah, it's just like that's the first.
That's the
time
thing.
I ever
Like
met
if
somebody
you
who
just
did that.
your songs out there, like, oh, this is fine, but I'm not a huge music person, which I don't see how it's a universal language of the world. But if I'm not a huge music person and I was like, oh yeah, it's like all songs are decent. No songs are great to me, but that harmony part could change your mind. And now it's just that much better to you because it's got a harmony versus just general ass melody?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what the
catching
fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, you lost me.
Like, I
Too much
kind of
guys.
understand, but like it just doesn't. It's not.
Can I have what you're smoking?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Hold on, I got something. Hold on, I got something.
Oh, yeah. Ignore.
Damn it! Hold on, I got something.
Okay, you got something. Okay. Oh,
Wait, I got it.
you got it. Oh, by the way, we've got audio playing in here now.
All right, doesn't work. Cool. Moving on.
Oh, cool.
Anyways, so that was so melody versus harmony. We got through that. Was there something else?
That's where I wanted to
Okay.
start.
Okay, cool.
Anything you guys got to talk about?
Black Dahlia Murder is coming out with a new album in April. I'm excited.
Woohoo!
Woo. Although I don't remember if I've touched on this or was it during a mishap we had.
Could have been.
Sorry.
Backing track to my Black
I'm
Dahlia
sorry,
topic.
go ahead.
But yeah, I heard their new song Verminous.
Okay.
And it's they're doing what Behemoth did. As they're I mean, you've got maybe two of the original members left in the band. Everyone else is young and spunky and ready to go. But one of them being the guitarist and vocalist, seems like they want to slow things down a bit to kind of save themselves on stage, you know, because imagine doing that for what? They've been doing it for like 20 years now, I think.
They got to be in their mid to late 40s.
I'd say, yeah, 40s to early
Probably
50s
90,
maybe
95?
for when they started, yeah.
No, I mean, like, that's how old they are. 1995?
Yeah, 95. No, actually, no, not 50. That'd be like Devin Townsend, I think. I think they're in their mid 40s, yeah. But yeah, they got to save themselves on stage and stuff. And Behemoth definitely did it. Those guys are definitely up there in age and have been around for a while. And they've been, you know, I went and saw them in, I would say, their prime. And they sounded great. Everything's super fast, just strobe lights and burning anti-crosses on stage that are exploding and flashing. They're amazing to see live, by the way.
I think they're okay. We saw them. I
Who?
think you were at the Warped Tour when we saw
They were at Warped Tour?
Ooh.
Black Dahlia Murder.
No, I'm talking about Behemoth. This is Behemoth.
Behemoth,
This is
okay.
Behemoth, yeah.
Okay.
Reference to Behemoth, yeah. They went fast, you know, just balls to the wall, fuck you, you know, death metal. You know, I mean, they came out, you know, during like this, like their intro, just, you know, Catholic sounding music, you know, organ playing and all that, and choir and all that, and then everything cuts off, and he's just like, "We Behemoth," and then just, it's like, what the fuck? Yes.
There is no God. Yeah, that's very Behemoth.
Oh, it's so good.
What was their big hit again?
Probably either like "Slave Shall Serve" or
That might have been it.
at the very end, it's just a blast beat.
Conquer All?
Conquer All, yeah. That's
That was the only one
yeah.
that I knew, and I was like, this is insane.
These guys are fucking nuts.
It was awesome though.
But yeah, Black
go to
Dahlia Murder,
church.
you know, they've been writing a lot of crazy melodies all the time, and they have a really good guitarist now, Brandon Ellis, really great. From what are they called? Not Nile. It's a band from America. Not Exodus. I can't remember their name. Arsis. They're Arsis.
Arsis?
Great,
Arsis,
yeah.
yeah.
I was
Oh
gonna guess that.
yeah, I forgot about them, dude.
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, he's from Arsis. They're still around too.
Wow.
Which I didn't know either. Dude. But he joined in on Black Dahlia Murder as their new guitarist, and I've been watching his videos, and he's just insane on his leads and stuff. Like, my God, I don't know how I never heard of him before, but I was like, holy crap, this guy's amazing, and he's in Black Dahlia. I'm super excited. This new album sounds like it's going to be a slowdown, and I'm like, no.
Dude, I got a quick story about Arsis really quick.
Oh, okay, go for
we
it.
were at Jack's when it was Jack's,
Uh-huh.
which is a
Out in
local
Virginia.
club. Local club to the DMV area where it was a lot of metal stuff, legendary, whatever. And Arsis was playing. The lineup was insane. It was just all heavy, super fast stuff. And they were sound checking. And at the time, their drummer, this was like 2006 or something, had one of those headset microphones.
Oh, yeah?
You know, that
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
put on and then he could sing or whatever. I don't know if that's still what they're doing now, but at the time he was sound checking and he was like yelling at the sound guy, like, I can't hear my fucking snare. I need more snare in my monitor. He did that for like a good, I don't know, 4.5 minutes, made it real uncomfortable.
Wow.
I have never seen that at a show before. I've heard people
was
just
weird.
like, you know, up, whatever.
Dude,
That's
he was,
all
right, screw
he
it.
was not
You're
he
not
must-
moving that. I'm done. But
He was
this
not
guy-
having a good
wow.
day. He was pissed.
I'm
Wow.
guessing that wasn't his sound guy. They probably couldn't bring him out.
Oh, it's definitely the venues.
Yeah, he was just kind of like, man, stop playing around, venue.
No, he was, yeah, he was done. But it was a good show. It was decent. So, yeah, Black Dahlia Murder. I haven't listened to them in so long, though. How many albums do they have?
When's the last time you even listened?
Dude, I don't know.
I mean, right now,
09?
Never.
No, 2011, I think.
2011.
Never.
Since then, I'd say maybe about 5 more albums or 6.
Do you not like death metal?
I don't think I do.
Doesn't it sound appealing?
Every
Death
time
metal.
I play it to him, he's just kind of like, it's like every
Sounds
other.
very cheerful.
Is it just kind of, does it blend to you?
I think anything that anybody has ever showed me, for once, I guess, listened to drums, and I've never enjoyed the drums personally.
True.
In death metal. Not that I don't like blast beats, but to blast beat over an entire song
It's impressive.
it gets fucking old to me.
Yeah.
Um,
That's like bread
blast
and butter.
beats and guitar players giving himself arthritis by constantly just going absolute ape shit.
Oh yeah.
That's what it, being a guitar player is about, Billy.
And I think at that point I lose there's not enough my style melody in that style of music.
Fallback.
So
Okay.
I can't really. I've tried.
See, for me, Black Dahlia Murder is like listening to Castlevania soundtracks, you know, like just
No. What? Why?
just the amount of melodies in it, like instead of harpsichords and, you know, a bunch of, you know, instruments playing that are classic, it's now guitars and drums and stuff like that. It's kind of taking place, but their melodies are all over the place. And just, yeah, the music is just fast paced, and it just makes me feel like the old Castlevania games where the music was intense, fast paced, but really clean, you know?
True.
I mean, we saw Black Dahlia. I think you were there. Maybe you
Warped
weren't,
Tour?
but at Warped Tour,
They're
they
always
played the Monster Stage. And they were just one of the bands, and it was just one of the in-betweens. I was like, you know what? You know, I've got friends that love them. I mean, at that time, you know, Daniel had on a truck. He had this old
I
red
love it. I
Dodge
miss it.
truck, and he had one of those, you know, camper caps on the back, and there was just the entire window back there was just the Black Dahlia Murder,
Oh.
all in tree writing and everything. Like,
Yeah, they're
he
fun.
drove around like that for years,
I loved it.
and
I
it
gave that
was
truck
cool,
to my grandpa,
but I
and
was
he
like,
drives it right.
I was like, all right, I've never given them a shot. I've never really listened to them. And unfortunately for them, their first shot was hot as hell, Warped Tour, Monster Stage. Like, let me see what happens. For those guys being that old, they put on a hell of a show, but it still just, I was just like, I don't think it's my style. The guitars, the drums, and then even the vocals, like, obviously I
It's shrill.
don't mind screaming vocals. It's most of the show I listen to. But it got to the point where I couldn't do it.
My only complaint of death metal, because I got into it when I was a teenager, because I first got into I guess like Audioslave was like the
That's
first.
death metal.
It was the first true like band I remember listening to, and it was Like a Stone. Remember that? Bing,
Yep.
bing, so on.
It's a great song.
And I just
R.I.P.
and then a couple friends introduced me to like Metallica, Ozzy Osbourne, those guys, the classics, and then I just kept like every like 6 months to a year, I'd be like, what else we got? And just it would get incrementally heavier and consistently more like technically difficult, and that appealed because I'm a teenager. I'm like trying to be some sort of almost an
Rebel.
edgelord, like, yeah, what's different, what's hot right now?
I listen to this band that's so obscure you've never heard of them.
Right, because they've recorded, a cassette in their shed in Scandinavia.
Norway, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And 4 people are fans. I'm one of them. You've never heard of them.
never heard of them.
Yeah, that was a big thing. If you've never heard of them, oh, yeah, I've known them for like 6 months. And what was my point? Yeah, so, and then you get to death metal as everything gets a little more incrementally crazy. And then that's kind of the precipice. And then after that, because it's like, you can't get much faster. I guess
This is a drum machine.
yeah, it's all about speed, precision, and that's kind of it. It's not even about like if you want to be a good death metal band, you gotta have like song structure and some sort of appeal.
Good melodies.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's definitely there, but my only criticism about it is their dynamics. From my experience, this is just me. There's like 2 switches. There's like super fast, go, 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 go. Maybe like a real slow bridge, maybe, but with dissonant chords, and then back to fast, stop. That's my only problem.
No, then definitely check out Beyond Creation because they're technical
Yeah.
death metal and they do like a bunch of weird jazzy cleans and
True.
stuff like that in between.
And this is me not having actively seeked death metal bands for years. So I'm hoping anyways that the genre has progressed in a way and
Yeah,
like branched out more.
I mean, if anything, check out more technical death metal. Those drummers are insane.
Yeah.
If you ever heard of like Necrophagus,
I tried listening to them a while ago. I didn't get it.
it's for Necrophagus, they went after the time signature aspect more than anything.
So
So
it's just super techy.
super techy on just time structure.
Like your brain might melt, like when you're trying to listen and break it down.
Yeah,
and stuff.
like you could still headbang to it, but then if you actually thought about it, you're like, wait, what? Like the snare's on a weird time, and then like
I need new music.
But yeah, like Necrophagus would be kind of like the elementary basics that set forth technical death metal, but it was existent before then, because technically things like what started Gent, the band that everyone knows, Meshuggah. Yeah, Meshuggah's was a technical death metal, and then Gent became a thing, and then they kind of reverted into the Godfathers of Gent or whatever.
Is there a drummer for Conquering Dystopia that's known, or who does the drums on that?
So Conquering Dystopia was just a single album by Keith Merrow and Jeff Loomis,
right?
And that's the only times they worked together for one album. And they had Alex Rudinger, who's a Maryland drummer.
Oh yeah,
and he's really good. I love that guy.
He did the drums for that?
Yes.
Okay.
He did the drums for Conquering Dystopia.
Like.
And actually, there's something I'd like you to pull up so we can hear it, just for reminiscence sake. And I never knew this about it. The Mario gameplay, or Mario Kart rather, old Mario Kart, either 64 or just the base ass Nintendo SNES. Type in Alex Rudinger Mario Jam, I think is what he labeled it. But I never noticed that the song was written, the drums only. The drums are in like 11/8 time signature. It's nuts. Like hearing it, I was like, holy crap.
11/8?
Yeah.
I didn't know Alex was from Maryland.
Yeah, he's Northern Maryland.
He almost played in Daniel's band back in the day.
My singer got a hold of him, and he's like, hey, this guy seems cool. He's got a YouTube channel. This is back when he first started and wasn't like huge or anything. But at the time, he was like, oh, man, I'd like to drum for a black metal band and all that. And he's like, but I've got like 3 other side projects. We're like, we're like,
yeah, you do.
Dude.
No, he's insane.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I can see math signs going over Nikos' head.
So, wait. So, okay. So so what is happening? This is Mario Kart?
This is Mario Kart. This is the screen for when you finish the race. It's like, finish.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, that's the ending song. You're reading the signs and being like, oh yeah, look at my rainbow colored light saying I'm number 1, and my time's really low compared to everyone else.
What possesses you to do this?
This is a composer in Japan. This is a Japanese composer, man. They get bored with music sometimes and just do shit like this. And I just never noticed that. I've heard the song so many times growing up as a kid. Never understood music enough to realize that this song was just off.
Dude, I'm trying to find the downbeat here. Okay, I got it. But jeez, dude. That's awesome.
And his double hi-hat setup he's got going. You should check the video out, folks, on audio listeners and everything.
He's doing a rudiment with those 2 hi-hats and then switching from left hand to the snare. It's just like, oh my god.
It's a lot of mental, like, when you watch him, he's like, you can see him just grimacing, being like, oh, my head's just in pain, like thinking this out.
Like he's definitely having to, you could see it, that he's trying to like count and hold the count while still playing the groove on time, and that's uncomfortable.
I don't know how people play like that. I wish I was that skilled, but I think drummers even more. Just that shit is insane.
It's a chops thing. There's chops, drummers, and there's like pocket drummers. Both are important, but like an Alex kind of a guy, I could tell he's definitely emphasizing chops. It's just brain melting stuff.
By the way, Billy, thank you for the layup for the segment I wanted to talk about video game music. So that was it.
That works. Good God.
Yeah, Alex Rudinger though.
Music.
Yeah. So good.
Alex Rudiger's really great drummer. I almost had him in a band.
That would have been insane. I wish that would have happened.
I wish too.
Like he told me that. I was like, you're not talking about the same person. I think you're bullshitting me. He's like, no, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like, I'll pull up a video, like that's the guy, but he was too busy.
You fucked up, dude.
Well, no, he was willing to do it.
He wanted to do it.
He wanted to do it. He was like, black metal sounds awesome because he was big on death metal, black metal, all that. But everyone in Maryland was always death metal, and that's what he played for the Faceless and stuff. He'd be the drummer that when a band would come by, a death metal band, if the drummer wanted to just take a day off in Maryland, Alex steps in.
Oh yeah.
Does it for him.
Yeah, he's still more of like a session kind of guy.
Yeah, he wouldn't go traveling with them. He would
Yeah.
just, as they swung by, stop there. He'd be like, "Hey, let me sub in." And the drummer like, "Yeah, I could use a break and drink or go do whatever, fuck off," you know. And yeah, he would learn the songs. He'd play it, post his videos, and then bands would go, "Hey, you want to learn the set list basically and come out on, let our drummer take a break." I've seen guitarists do that, and more for local though, but. It happened a lot in North Carolina because the guitarists in the area were all like more like guitar instructors. Like they knew how to teach and everything and knew music theory and stuff. So then they would, as someone like a student who really liked their music too, he would teach them how to play it. And then he'd go, "Hey, you go out and stage then and play it." I'll just, he had stage fright, for one of these guys. So he would write all the music. He'd do all the albums, but he wouldn't perform live usually. Only under maybe if he didn't have a student available or something like that. But you can tell he's very awkward and stuff, socially awkward, everything. Like he just didn't seem like he wanted to be there ever. So
Yeah, I'm glad you said North Carolina because I was like, I have never personally seen that here, but
no. In North Carolina, there's the music scenes. I'd say flourished way better because of what they have available out there for practice spaces and stuff. Out here in Maryland, like we had to make do with
something we don't
storage
have
units.
storage
Yeah.
units.
And
Well, in some places, I know in Baltimore back in the day, my dad was in a band, and they had giant warehouse that was sectioned off in a room. So you walk into the warehouse,
that's what North Carolina
and
was.
your nice rooms with carpet, normal walls, and not metal shit that's going to destroy your ears by the time you're ever done playing there.
Like playing in a tin can.
And plenty of space too. It's nice and open. You could set up a full band, mini fridge. My dad's band even had like a 48 channel mixer or some shit in there that was absolutely unnecessary, but they just had it. Full PA, like they had it all set up, and then still room to move around. You could throw a couch in there, and again, still have room to move. And here it's just find a storage unit, pay a shit ton of money, and hope they don't get mad that you're playing a lot of loud music all the time in there.
What did your dad play? The
My dad was
skin
a
flute.
vocalist.
Sorry.
Right, we're gonna
Sorry.
have to edit.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be
That's fine.
a little bit loud.
Wow.
These are all different volumes. Okay, cool. Good to know. So you said he played guitar though.
No, he was a vocalist.
You said he played drums. What did you say?
Vocalist.
Bass,
Vocals.
bass.
Vocals.
Okay, Anyways, did you say you had something spicy to talk about?
Spicy? Oh, well, I guess, yeah, we're about halfway in. So, no, I had an issue, and this was just me, one of those late night or like shower thoughts or something like that. Just really, really dumb.
Spicy.
I was like, why do we say anal? Why do we call it anal? Or say it the way like that? Anal.
What?
Why is it called anal? Why isn't it anal? we don't analyze. We analyze. If you put a C in front of anal, it's not canal.
Yo, I don't know what you're getting at. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was a shower thought that I was like, why do we say that? This is my call out to say I want to start a movement of calling it anal.
Calling what? But in what context?
Look, at least
If
when
you're
I
ever going to
said,
talk about having
at least
anal
when
or
I
anything.
said,
Wait,
I
if
didn't
If you're going to
want
perform
to
in
say
sodomy,
nice
it is
set anymore.
anal.
I didn't want to say nice set anymore, but at least when I was doing that, that made more sense than anal and now. Come on, man.
What are you talking about? You talking about butts?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened to this podcast? It got away.
Shower thought. That's it. Just
Doggy, what?
I was like, why do we call it anal?
So, that's a good question. Let's Google's.
Where do we get anal from?
So why did that come in your? It just.
It was a shower thought.
got it. Okay,
I
okay.
don't know.
What do you do in these showers?
Not that.
Oh God, anal fissure came up. That's not
Oh, that's great.
good. Yeah.
Move along. You said you had something about the Taylor Swift conversation.
Yeah, okay.
Stonewalled the shit out of
My-
that.
It's fine. I'm
God.
fine with it. It was a shower
I'll
thought.
have an answer.
This was going to be at the beginning, by the way.
That's so good. I'll
I
have
was
an
like, no,
answer.
this is
That's
terrible.
not.
I'm gonna look it up.
No, just to touch back on the last episode, my sister she loved listening to it, but she had a critique on, or I guess a side note for our Taylor Swift topic was she was like, and for me, I was like, I don't think I've ever watched anything like that. It'd be cool. She's like, Dana, what are you talking about? We used to watch those all the time with like the Black Dahlia Murder DVDs and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah.
But did they go through like their trials and tribulations of like how fucked up their life is?
Only within that duration of a tour they did.
Okay.
This was for specifically just the tour, their whole summer tour around, for an album release. They would go North America to Europe and then back to America. It would film that whole thing.
So are we wrong in assuming that's not what is that what Taylor Swift is doing in this video? Or
that's what I'm not sure. I don't know.
I don't think so.
But it sounds similar that it's like you get to see them on their downtime it doesn't show anything of the show. It would show like a small clip of them on stage, but most of it's them in their tour bus running around the city doing dumb stuff. They have a gorilla suit that they'll put on and go run around, Brad Pitt style, like go mess everything up.
Yeah. My wife basically said that we're full of shit and need to check our facts because Taylor Swift has been through a lot and we should really worry about that. So I said, she was one that was excited about that. I was like, no, that's full of shit.
Then apparently a guy who really doesn't like Taylor Swift is who bought the record label out from under her that won't promote her stuff anymore. So she has to switch, but all her old stuff's just locked out of her business basically.
Sorry, I'm trying to look up anal. So what happened?
Just talking about like the compilations of Black Dahlia Murder. Every album they'll have these tour videos.
Where were those? Were those on YouTube? Were those on their website? Were those DVD released?
They were DVD releases alongside with their albums for that album.
Right.
That when they toured for that album. So there'd be like, you'd have your initial release without the DVD because it just came out. Mm-hmm. They'd tour that album and then they'd come out with the kind of a DVD booklet of the album plus the DVDs of, and usually it's hours long. And it's just the whole tour being filmed whenever the camera's on during whatever moment, smoking weed in the tour bus and, singing dumb Bon Jovi songs or something together, high as fuck or whatever like that, and I was like, man, I forgot we used to watch that. And I guess, in a way that's like the trials and tribulations of just touring for that album.
Yeah.
Like you can see their sanity disappear near the end of it, like just how crazy they get,
Right. Yeah, that's true.
But I still feel like, the Taylor Swift one though was all about something different. If it was like tour and like this is how hard tour and stuff like that is.
Hey, they make it look
fun. That's one thing.
They make it look fun, but there's like it's if you really pay attention to it, especially the amount of times me and Billy, mute your shit.
Doggy, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Got it.
Way to railroad Daniel's thought process. My God.
Yeah, no, we used to watch that, and I forgot how great those were. And I can imagine a Taylor Swift fan would really appreciate and love watching Taylor Swift's trials and tribulations, whether through life or just during a moment in life, a current situation. I don't know.
Yeah. I
don't know how she's going to do it, but I'm sure Taylor Swift fans would love it.
True, but at the same time, Black Dahlia Murder, their dad didn't buy 3% of the company for six figures. That's all I'm saying.
Their tickets on sale for nosebleeds. I'm sure $200 a ticket.
Yeah. It's hard. It's
$25 and come.
Of course, you're interested in your band that you found organically, and you're like, oh man, I want to see what they're going through.
No, they came on my iTunes now.
Right. Exactly. It's
Taylor
not
Swift.
No, when I bought my iPhone, it came on. No, Black Dahlia Murder.
It's not like it's put on a silver platter. Hey, check out our top artist here. Check out Billboard. Check out all these outlets in which we're gonna basically broadcast our top artists. They're a band. They're an underground band that they're working their way up, and it's of course you're interested in it. So
yeah. I guess that makes much more sense with the whole finding them organically. Following them along,
and that is the underground scene that we're talking about, as opposed to the guys at the tippity top.
Yeah, but I mean, if anything, the guys at the tippity top could stay so secret. Like, where does Lady Gaga get her meat dress?
That's like Prince. That's like Prince. Prince is super secretive, and he's still super popular. People would kill for his little garbage,
like VHS
home videos.
Yeah.
But he has what I like to call integrity, and he won't do that because he's the artist formerly known as the Symbol.
And whoever owns his
Prince
rights,
guy,
if
Purple
they
Rain,
had it, they have it locked away. They're not. They're going to protect him too.
Leave Taylor alone. I get it. Big fan. So, what? I don't even remember what we're talking about.
Anal.
I can't find anything, honestly.
It's just a pronunciation. I don't understand where we get it from.
Billy, what do you think? Billy's got a hot take on this.
English language. We pronounce everything weird.
Yeah, we don't
so
say
I actually looked at a word the other day, and if you have to type it out, and
sound it out, or
just for some reason it bothered the shit out of me the other day. But I typically I wouldn't choose anal as a word to go ahead and break down, but the word first,
All right.
saying it, looking at it, the way your mouth moves when you say it. Maybe I'm just an idiot and can't speak.
Would
That
you
does
rather
happen.
be like F-U-R?
No, I just the whole word itself, like first, like a idiotic way of saying thirst, like a child would say, "I'm thirsty." Like just first, it's a weird word to me. Completely weird. So the English language altogether, I guess, is just weird, and we just pronounce things weird. We make up words that are really fucking weird, and
It is the hardest language to learn.
that's why we just stick to music related things and go from there.
Anal.
Anal, anal.
Yeah, I can't find an order.
Because
I have
it's not
an
banal,
album,
it's banal.
an owl for 100. Alex, anal bum covers for 100.
Cool.
Yeah, it's anal bum cover.
Was there or where? Are
Oh,
we at
hey,
with
you know what?
topics?
We kind of went blown past it.
Yeah.
There's just real quick, company I haven't followed in a long time since high school, Dean Guitars. Last I heard, Dean B. Zielinski left them, and this is around the time when they came to Hot Licks around our Waldorf area, and Dean and Michelangelo Badio came out to promote Dean Guitars. Turns out he came out to promote them mainly because he had to like fulfill a contract where he was signing them off to a Chinese company that he was just relinquishing it. He didn't want anything to do with it anymore.
Michelangelo or Dean himself?
Dean
Okay.
B. Zielinski. He wanted to do his own boutique artisan stuff and have just the business side of guitar selling and stuff like that just done by Chinese manufacturing and stuff like that. He was like, I just want it out of my hands. It's too much. I just want to make guitars and craft and all that stuff. And he can't do that on a production level, obviously. So, but yeah, I haven't seen them in so long, and they're coming out with this new line that, you know, I don't know if it's just advertising on my end or something. It just kind of popped up, and I was like, oh, Dean's a thing still. And they seem like they're trying to be relevant, like on par with like Ibanez and stuff like that, you know? So they're coming out with these models called the Exile Select series, and their claim to fame for this guitar is to help players attain the next level of shredding glory.
Ooh.
You know?
Ooh.
Well, a lot of cool
Okay.
features though. I mean, so they're going out with like the pretty tops colors and transparency colors and whatnot. So they're gonna go with
And what is this called?
the Dean guitars, the Exile Select.
So I don't know if you knew or not, but I want to say 4 or 5, maybe even 6 years ago, he did come back out with another line of guitars that were called
Yeah, DBZ, Dean B. Zielinski.
Right.
Yeah, that's not Dean though. That's not Dean Guitars. It's his own company that's
Correct.
not associated with
But he
it.
had left and started. So is that still a thing, or is this something
Yes.
brand new? So
Th-
there's
this is
DBZ
Dean-
and this
Dean
new.
Guitars is a Chinese manufactured company now.
Okay.
The Dean B. Zielinski is no longer involved.
They still
with
make Deans at all?
it. He makes DBZs.
No, Dean's still a guitar. You can still buy that.
Dean, yes, yeah,
The
that's
hell
what it
would
is.
buy that? Anyways, go ahead.
But yeah, they're making the Exile Select, and I just haven't kept up with them since 15 years ago. So
yeah.
I was surprised to see. And then I was looking at the specs, and I was just like, you know, they got a burl top or satin finish, maple tops and stuff like that. They have a unique shape to them, and they're going after the Ibanez thin, slim D-shaped necks. That's the neck profile. The difference would be you got like a Gibson C. That's like a fat, super just round, like a circle, just sliced off at the end. Whereas a D-shaped neck, I see you selecting stuff. D-shape would be kind of exactly what the D-shape is. You got your fretboard line, and then the curve of the neck being more of that shape, a longer, obscure or obtuse, or not obtuse, oval shaped circle, being sliced in half, which gives you a thinner profile for usually faster playing.
So you're saying a thinner neck?
A thinner neck, and usually it's a result of thinner and wider, so the strings can be further apart.
Yeah.
It's easier to speed around the neck and be articulate and stuff without mashing into another fret or something.
And that's
like
why
that.
they said it's for shredders.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, part of a shredding guitar, like something like a Gibson, would be harder to shred on because their scale length is really short, really small radius necks and stuff like that.
You got to be super duper accurate, and it's really easy maybe to hit a sour note or something.
Yes, yeah, definitely for sure. And most times shredders aren't going to be known to be on a Gibson. Gibsons would be great for rock and roll and those great leads and big bends and stuff like that. The bends get accentuated because everything's so much smaller that the same amount of muscle you have to put into bending that string is giving you a much higher note than what like one of these kind of D-shaped necks and stuff like that would give you. You'd have to really go at it to get as far as what a Gibson could probably achieve in minimum effort.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting to see Dean coming out with these. The only problem though that they're kind of saying like it's the affordable guitar for shredders. They're coming out at as low as $1,049.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, or $1,299. It's like,
Is that cheap?
I would say
that's still affordable. I mean,
really?
some higher end guitars. I mean, you're still at 18 to $2,000. I mean,
I would like to compare it to an Ibanez.
Range.
I want to put it against an Ibanez Premium, not the Prestige, a Premium versus that, and see where the quality is and the difference. That's what I'd like to go after because if they're on par with a Premium, then I'd be like, it's not really worth it. But if I'd say it felt better, a little more quality spec'd out and all that, I'd be like, this is actually a really good deal then, for the price and quality of it.
So when did this get launched? So this is a brand new company, or is this
it's still Dean? It's still Dean Guitars.
But the Select series, when did they? Do you know when they came out with this?
I didn't see the release date of those, but no,
I see it. It's like 6 years ago.
6 years ago?
I'm
okay.
kidding. I have no idea.
Okay.
Cutting edge.
Actually, oh no, you know what? It was in a news article like more recently. So like I think this was a NAMM release.
Yeah, because they have like a Tele, what they're calling the Nashville set, an MD-24, which looks like your Strat kind of body style, a Les Paul body, old Washburn kind of looking thing. I feel like I've seen Ola play something that's like a Les Paul, but with like a boot at the bottom and a cut at the top. And then the ones that you're talking about, the real pretty ones, those are like, kind of super stratty.
Yeah, super Strat. They're not super stratty, they are super strats.
Dimebag, they're just calling it the ML though, looks like.
The ML was the shape before Dimebag.
Okay.
Yeah, ML was the shape before Dimebag picked him up. Which then he turned into the Razorback.
Right.
The Razorback was the signature guitar for
Dimebag.
That's right.
Yep.
I remember those things were huge.
Oh yeah,
they were
huge.
They were awful. The man could play guitar, but I thought those were, unpopular opinion, some of the worst guitars I've ever seen in my life.
Didn't he use them?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's all he had.
I think of like two flying V's, and you're holding it in your hands.
I've seen one of the guys I follow, Ola England. He posted going to his house in Texas, I believe, and seeing his catalog of guitars, and it is a room probably the size of my house, filled with nothing but these god awful, ugly ass guitars.
You need all that room.
He literally just.
I think if I had just expendable money, absolutely,
of his own guitars.
There were like 250 of those, just different variations. This color, this.
Well, so like
spec.
other companies had those types, like Hohner and stuff like that. So he even had off-brand shoots. I think what it really came down to is a lot of companies gave him a bunch of free ones to switch over or
but
play.
even still, his Dean like Razorbacks, there was still a ton there. I think he was with Washburn for a little bit too.
Razorbacks was when he was switching off Pantera though, so that wasn't his claim to fame. It was still Dean. And yeah, Washburn I think was a switch for a little while.
Or I think they tried. There was something, but they're all the same looking guitar, just different specs or different colors or whatever it is.
The headstock logo is different.
The headstock logo is different, but overall, actually, one of the headstocks for one of the companies that could have been Washburn was completely different. I think he's like, nah, this is dumb. I don't want this.
He wanted the big.
I forget who it was, right? But like, I love Ola and his playing and everything, and he is all over these guitars, spending quite a bit of money on some of the like old actual full on USA model signature models
and all that. Yeah,
but God, they are terrible looking guitars. I had expendable money just because it's Dimebag, and if I got one of his USA signature, not necessarily one that he personally played, but one that was full USA model, I'd probably get it just to have it and be like, this is tight, one of the greatest ever, but
I'm never playing.
But I will never fucking play it ever.
But there it is.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, you sit it and you have, the rest of the guitar sticks off. It'll probably hit the door over there. It's ridiculous.
Does this Exile Select come with these EMGs? I'm looking at a picture right
I think
now.
you have
It looks like
selections.
some do, and that's another
And I'm
problem.
sure you can get Fishman
EMGs.
Fluence and stuff.
Let's go with some Fishmans.
This paint job is.
It is beautiful.
like
It does look nice.
It's like wood. It's like.
It's a transparent paint
That's
on.
cool.
So do we know if that's a real top or is that like a veneer of some sort?
I don't know. It's like I said, a fresh
$1,000. I don't think it's going to be a real top unless he's just able to get away with.
Yeah, that's the thing. I
getting
don't. I
things for
can't say
cheap.
because I haven't kept up with them so for long. They're not like PRS where they are esteemed for their quality of tops and stuff like that and choices, and you know where they got it from. Dean, I
Yeah.
just haven't kept up with, so I have no clue.
Looks like it might be. I don't know. Any other company doing that, like Kiesel or anything like that, it's gonna be a pretty penny for it. But
yeah, exactly.
I mean, overall, the veneer, even if it's veneer, it looks great. Yeah,
It's
Produces
something I'm
bright
looking
tones.
at, but I wouldn't consider. It's something out there. I'd like. I mean, for me, I was not aware of it, and I was just like, hey,
I'd like to put my hands on the main one that they seem to focus on, that kind of super stratty with the burl top and
yeah.
the blue ocean water looking thing. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a nice looking guitar.
Yeah, I remember back in high school, people were going nuts for those, around our area because of how much they promoted them. We had one friend whose dad bought like 2 hardtails, which is their, I would say it looks like a PRS. That was like their PRS model and everything.
There was one called a Vendetta. Back in the day.
That was a super cheap model.
It was super cheap.
Still is.
Some of them, there was still some like higher end ones, but I think they were still sub $1,000.
That was that Chinese manufacturing kicking in,
Okay.
making those kind
I
of
had a
models
really
and
cheap
stuff.
one. It was awful, but it weighed less than a pound. It felt like so.
Oh, jeez.
It would save your back if you wanted to play that on stage.
Who made that?
Dean.
Dean.
That was a
okay.
Dean model
Gotcha.
back in high school.
Old Dean. So you remember David's guitar? Before we switched over to the ESP guitars.
No.
Okay, cool. That was Dean.
Oh, cool.
Vendetta.
I remember his ESP. I do remember that. I don't remember a D.
Yeah. So right before that, it was like kind of a black. It had some color on the front. So he had couple Ibanez's, but it was the main one he played back in 2010, 2011.
For some reason, was it a solid color?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I can't remember.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but he played that for a while. Back when Chris was still playing like the white ESP guitar.
I do remember that. That
Chris-
thing was nice.
It was like a black and some other kind of color, but yeah, it's yeah.
So you're gonna buy this?
No,
Exile?
absolutely not.
What about Daniel?
I just
Daniel's
like to
probably
touch
gonna
it. No.
You just maybe play on it.
Yeah, I'd like to go to a store and check it out.
Maybe we can make that a
It
segment.
looks like Guitar Center does show them.
Maybe try
Oh.
try it out at Guitar Center. Buy it.
or
yeah, maybe they
rent
can
it.
make us
Toss
like them
it.
more.
How durable is it? How far can I drag
So
it before?
Drop it off the top of
If
a
you
building.
played on this based on the descriptor, based on the manufacturer, and the look of it, everything, and
I
play it,
should fall in love with it by their claims.
and it feels good, would you buy it?
I'd still. It took me a while for the Charvel that I bought. The only thing that really cleared it up was I had a free empty card from Guitar Center, buying a Kemper and everything, and financially I had all this stuff ready for it, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going for it. It was just by chance.
Daniel's not like me where he's going to buy multiple guitars. He's going to find a few that he likes, if it's even a few, and he's just going to stick with that.
So he's intelligent.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Financially intelligent, unlike me, where I'm just going to buy it
Yes,
all.
I'm joking. But I think we should follow up maybe with this. Maybe we could use this for the future. Is like you pull up a new product that's going to come out in whatever amount of weeks or months or years.
Try and get our hands on it.
And then you go and you try it out, and then you come back with a report, almost kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. We'll have to go to a different store than the one close to you.
Yeah.
We talked enough shit about them because, quite honestly, they just don't have it right there. But like maybe a Richmond trip, little day trip, little vlogging.
They have one
down
in
there.
Fredericksburg.
Could go to the one in Fredericksburg.
Yeah,
it's a little
that's
small there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's inside of a mall, so
It is. Yeah, that's true.
it's smaller than normal. But I think that's where Chris's uncle works.
Yes, I do remember that. I do remember that. How are we doing on time?
We're good. Got about 10 minutes.
10
Till-
minutes?
till
Okay.
an hour.
Can I get into my thing?
Yeah,
Do
you
have
go for it.
anything?
Go for it.
Okay, so we're going to get into my segment here, which is a new concept. So bear with the bumps and bruises that'll come along with doing this. I
The
got a lot
trials
of
and
tabs.
tribulations.
Yeah, got a lot of tabs.
Watch the
going.
DVD,
Nobody
folks.
cares.
Right, and I have no finger dexterity whatsoever. So basically, you guys last week both described your brand loyalties, right?
Mhm.
So Billy, you are a PRS guy,
PRS.
okay, which is branded guitar.
Ibanez,
Daniel's
maybe.
an Ibanez guy, brand of guitar, and you guys have been so for how long?
PRS has probably been the last 3-4 years for me that I've really gotten into them.
And 15 years for me on Ibanez.
Oh, geez. Okay, cool. So what I want to do, knowing this, I have some samples pulled up from Ibanez guitars and PRS guitars. Okay, so I want you guys. I should have got some paper, honestly.
So you can write down something.
Shoot. Yeah, we might need to edit this
Notepad,
out.
maybe.
Dang it.
No, we'll just keep rolling.
Okay,
I can open a notepad.
Yeah, open up a notepad on your computers.
You do it because
And
I don't
I'm
know
going
where
to play,
Notepad
the
is on
important
Mac.
thing is I'm going to play a sample, just a few seconds of an Ibanez, a PRS, or something else,
Okay.
right? And you guys have to guess. I'm going to play it. It's going to go 1, 2. And you guess between the first and the second one,
Which is which?
which is which? Which is PRS,
Awesome.
which is Ibanez, or is it none of the above?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
but
so that is a mix too.
it's the none of the above thing. I was workshopping it. That's not really going to be
Okay,
in
it's gonna
play.
be- it's gonna be
honestly.
one or
It's
the
going to be
other.
one or the other. So at the
Okay.
very least, if you know your ears aren't as good as you think, or you don't know, your product basically that you're loyal to, supposedly,
Yeah.
we'll find out, I guess. Then you could 50-50 chance.
Let's not
You know
say
what I
it
mean?
either. I think we should.
I was
Don't
gonna
say it. Write it down, and then we'll.
I was going to say
go over it.
notepad it.
Oh,
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
thought we
so
were
it's
gonna go-
locked in. and you can't change your answer.
New segment. Guess that sound.
I think we can get away with us just talking it out.
No, write it down. I want to see.
I don't know where the
Let's
notepad
see.
is on this thing.
It is a
Oh,
Mac.
text editor.
He's going to look in the viewfinder, though, Daniel.
I'm not.
Oh, you can see my
He's a
answers.
liar, dude.
I'm not. Then flip it.
Don't trust him.
It doesn't matter. Flip it.
There you go. You could, yeah, do that.
I gotta. What's up, people?
All right. Okay, we're good.
It's gonna cut with the.
All right, so I don't have a name for this yet, but it's gonna basically I'm gonna see if these guys know what they're talking about.
I'm turning down your headphones a little bit just in case it's a little loud.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna work with the volume as it goes along because these are all gonna be at different
Well, in
levels.
post we can also fix.
Perfect.
So.
Please, yes. Okay, so this is the first one. I'm just gonna play it
Okay.
for a few seconds.
Number one.
No need to say anything because I don't want you guys to give away your answers
That's
to
why I
each
feel
other.
like we should be able to talk.
Don't type too loud.
Try not to react too
No.
much, and it's just going to be a few seconds. I'll take like a 4-second little break skis, and then go to the next
Cool.
one, and then we'll stop and we'll you give your answers, and then we'll just kind of
All right, let's go
see
for
what
it.
happens. Here's the first guitar. What is it? Ibanez or PRS?
Good luck, pleb. The hell is this effect?
Okay, that sounded a little weird. I don't know why. Because
it supposed to sound like
it,
that?
It sounded normal on mine.
That was like a ring modular on there.
That's really strange.
I still got it. It's fine.
Okay, but let's work with it. Let's work with what
next
we
one?
got. Next one. Here we go. Ibanez or PRS?
Really quiet.
Turn it up real quick.
Oh, I know what that is.
I got this thing maxed up.
Oh, okay. That was it for the audio.
Yep. I heard it.
That volume was really low.
It was
so
one of
that
your
might have been
songs.
turn
I
up.
know.
All right, so let's go. The first clip. What do we have, Daniel?
With a ring modular pedal activated, I'd say
Okay.
it was a Ibanez.
Okay.
Same.
It was an Ibanez.
All right.
Wow. You know your stuff.
Sounded like shit.
Okay. Well, hold on a minute.
That whatever that effect was, that was weird.
I don't know if that was an audio thing. Like I said, this is the first time we're doing this, so sorry. We'll figure this out as
We'll
we
get
go
better
along.
cables
Yeah,
next
we
time,
will.
audience members.
So sorry if the audio
Apologize
isn't
for the
amazing
technological
or even
differences.
acceptable, but we'll get better. So so we both got that right. So we got one for Will Bob, and then we got one for Chief. So go ahead. So did you recognize the second clip?
It was something Billy wrote.
Okay, I was hoping to catch you. I was like, "You played it, you moron! You're so dumb." It was his clip from his review of his PRS C24, which is on the channel right now. It's uploaded if you guys want to check that garbage out. So let's move on to the second clip here.
I mean, third,
What did I say?
second.
No, that was one. That was one.
Oh, that was
Those
one
two.
second.
Yeah,
All right.
sorry,
Okay.
sorry. Still
Okay.
figuring this out here.
Okay.
Let me just pull up my notes here.
So that was a given with the
Yeah,
second
that
song.
was that was like I was really hoping to catch you with that, but you're okay.
Yeah, you can't fool us. We know what we write.
Yeah. Is the audio okay though?
I mean, we'll find out.
Because I couldn't hear
The audience
second
should be
clip. Like,
safe. The
I could
audience
barely hear
be-
it. I heard the first chord and I knew what it was.
I heard that down.
It's one of my go-tos. The first chord is one of my go-tos.
I guess if somebody played me a drum lick that I'm familiar with, that I usually use,
Yeah.
I would probably be able to catch it. I would hope.
Like
or
a
else
shark
I'd be-
punch intro or something. Like,
Yeah, I'd be a little embarrassed, I guess, if I could, which I was hoping to catch you with. So, sorry, I got to pull up these.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
866 to Elliot. Call us right now.
All right, so we're back finally. We had to fix that audio issue, so now it's going to be a little easier on your ears. You're going to be able to tell what's going on, fingers crossed. So we're on to round 2 of is it Ibanez or is it PRS?
Oh.
Do these guys know what the fuck they're doing?
Wait, since we're back on it, don't look at my answers.
Okay, so we're going to do round 2. You're going to hear the audio clip. It's either going to be Ibanez or PRS. You're going to write your answers down. I need you guys, and we'll do a 3, 2, 1 after both clips are played.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
Here's the next clip. Round 2. Is it Ibanez or is it PRS? Let me turn this down so I'm not blowing anybody's ears. I'll
Yeah,
turn it up
it's
if I
just
need
ours.
to. Here we go.
Audience will be
Silly
safe.
filth.
I know who that is.
Spicy. Sounds pretty great. All right.
Okay.
So, got your answers locked?
Yep.
All right. Round 2, second clip. Here we go. Is it PRS or is it Ibanez?
What am I listening to?
Right here. All right.
All right.
That's
All
good.
right.
I don't know. I don't have an ear for guitar.
Okay.
This might be
Those
tough.
people didn't either.
All right. So, what do you guys think of the first clip? I want a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Ibanez.
Wow.
I think that was Steve I.
You guys are good. Okay, cool.
I think that was Steve
not
I.
Steve Vai.
No,
I
that
can
was a Steve
verify.
I riff.
Yes. All right. Okay, and then obviously round 2.
Neither.
PRS.
P-
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I was gonna
Yep.
say PRS.
Definitely obvious
Sorry.
for anybody who has heard of PRS. That was
Yeah,
PRS.
obviously that's a master class, right? That's Santana, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's your guitar, Billy.
That's
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
know Santana.
So you guys are 2-0. PRS is looking a little shaky. All right. So we're going to move on. Let me get to this timestamp again. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you down, boy.
All right.
I'm calling out these songs and these artists. What do you got?
All right. So
Skill.
here's round 3.
I've got skill.
I think we're tied. Yeah. 2 to
2-0.
2. 2 to 2. Sorry. 2
2.
to 2 to Daniel.
2 and
2 to
0.
Billy. Okay. And now this is the third audio clip. Is it PRS or is it Ibanez? That's pretty good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got that?
Yep.
Locked in?
Yep.
Answers
Locked
locked in? It's going to be tough. All right. So this is the third round, second clip.
Beautiful. Freebird.
Okay,
Yes.
Cool. All right. Still close. Don't have an ear for this, but I wouldn't be able to tell. 3, 2, 1 on the first clip. 3, 2, 1.
PRS. All right, just go for the second-
Incorrect, dude.
Oh,
Ibanez.
wow.
Unbelievable.
Was
That's
that an
too
art-
pretty.
Was that an art model?
a what?
Art. It's not a super strat looking one. It looks like maybe a Les Paul or like something not traditionally an Ibanez.
Wait to the end of the game to ask questions. Okay, so moving on here. And then the second one was obviously PRS. You could, I mean,
I wrote Ibanez Geo.
For the second one.
Yeah.
is that like,
It's a cheap low end model.
okay,
These
okay.
clips, man.
Hey, hold on. Is that a video clip?
yeah, these are all, I lined all these up.
Go back to the Ibanez. I want to see what model Ibanez that is.
I'll show you when we're done. We still got
Alright.
2 more clips. I don't want to give anything away.
Alright.
Sorry,
Alright.
sorry. I got it. This is all.
Next.
If it was
Fairly
an
new to
art
me.
model, I would be like, yeah, that okay.
All right, so
All right,
this
still
is.
tied 2-2.
Yeah.
No, it's 3-3.
No,
we
This is the
messed
first
up.
clip.
No,
guessed
no,
it
but
wrong.
we're 2 for 2. We're 2 to 2. We missed one. We both missed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the third round.
You guys are right. I'm way too tired. Sorry.
It's a long day for him.
Sorry, guys. I'll get better at this.
What I'm still gonna take you down, boy. Your PRS
It's pretty tight though.
Sound like beautiful.
This is closer than I
butter
expected.
in a toaster in a
All right, so
freaking
first
bathtub.
clip. Is it Ibanez? Is it PRS? Fourth round. We're tied at 2-2. Let's hear it.
And then let's give it a bit of that gain.
Look at that lock, daddy.
The wheels are turning. All right.
I'm gonna
Everybody
have to, I
locked?
might have to. I'm locked, but I might have to second guess it. But yeah, once I hear the second one.
Good?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Second clip, fourth round, tied 2-2. What do we got here?
Fuck. Is there a guitar note in there?
All right. Oop.
What the fuck?
I wasn't trying to laugh. Okay,
All
so
right.
first clip. 3, 2, 1.
Ibanez. Oh.
Oh, now we're torn. I love it. Okay, so
Only I have a reason for mine. The vibrato in the middle of it, it went up. PRSs don't, unless it's a floating bridge model.
You just got to learn how to play, bud.
No, you do.
That's true too.
we're Ibanez PRS are a guess. That clip was an Ibanez guitar.
Fuck
Wow.
yeah, I'm
Okay.
winning.
Cool.
All right, one.
Wow.
So it's 3-2.
Yeah.
32.
And obviously,
too.
obviously the second clip was PRS.
That-
All right.
I told you right in the middle. I thought PRS until you went.
I demand a recount.
Like,
Sound-
play it back again. I want to hear that.
Ibanez
PRS.
can't sound like that.
Or the Ibanez clip.
Oh, the Ibanez?
Yeah,
Okay, 1 second here.
the first.
The first clip?
Or no, not
Yeah,
the very
that one.
first.
The one we
first
just
round
heard.
of the fourth round.
Let's
I got
give
it
a bit
right
of that
here.
gain.
Right there. That gave it away. That flutter is not.
You can honestly tell.
Yeah, that flutter is not capable on a standard PRS model unless it was a floating bridge model, which wouldn't be a traditional PRS.
That's impressive, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just that was based. That was just me thinking because of that vibrato, like you can't do that on a PRS.
All right, so we're now up. What is it? 3-2.
Yeah.
32.
Daniel's pulling away.
I'm gonna kick
dude.
your ass.
Yeah, this is over. All right, so this is the last clip. You can still tie it up.
All right.
All right, this is for all the beans. There's no prize. So
I'm gonna get beans, Billy.
this is the last
Fart in
one.
your face.
Ibanez or PRS? Here we go. Ooh, saucy. Okay, locked in.
Yep.
Ibanez PRS. All right, this is the last clip here. This is how you're gonna tie it up. Okay, Ibanez or PRS?
I'm gay.
That's easy.
All right, let's go. First clip. 3, 2, 1.
PRS.
We got another swap again.
So that first clip, surprisingly enough, Ibanez.
No fucking way.
You
4-2.
should not have
4-2.
played. You should not have played the last second of that clip.
Why?
He did the vibrato.
That's
No,
true.
he
did the
did a
vibrato. No,
You
he
could-
did up.
I could do that right now
No,
on that one.
No, he went up. He went
I
past.
do it on my video, which
He
is
did it
also on the
past.
Backline YouTube channel. You can check it out on
check
Check out,
it
the,
out.
check out the YouTube channel, Backline.
But I did that,
The Backline.
especially at the end. That sounded exactly like that.
No, he
Must
went
have been a
up.
Kemper. It was a Kemper.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
using a Kemper.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
exactly.
must have been.
So, yeah.
Sweating his horse shit.
So, Daniel's our winner. That's exciting.
Ooh, 4-2.
Exciting. If I was a producer, I'd have something
I want
queued
confetti
up.
raining down. Where's my confetti?
Right, exactly. Oh, I got it. Here we go. All right, cool.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, that was our first, or my first iteration of some sort of quiz thing.
I like it.
Did you
I like
guys
it.
did you guys catch the the trends?
I did.
Wow. Maryland made PRSs apparently are not your favorite guitars.
They clearly
Wrong.
he loves them.
Wrong. Wrong.
I just thought it'd be funny to give you fart noises,
False.
a meme, and like the one clip of the guy singing was, remember Shreds?
That was the
Those
segment.
Yeah, like
Beach
Metallica
Boys
shreds.
Shreds, yeah.
Oh wow, I'd never heard that clip from one of those before.
I was hoping you'd get all shitty and mad, but you didn't. Fine, dude.
Fun.
He's gonna take this home and sleep on it.
Right. I'm gonna
Next week's going to be brutal. It sounds like. Next week's going to be brutal
Why?
with the new segment.
Oh yeah, I got to
Yeah.
No, I got to.
Yeah.
I
Gotta
got
step it
to. I
up
might
now.
need to take another
Yeah.
week. I'll figure it out though. So, yeah, that was our first quiz show, and Daniel knows way more about his brand than you do about yours. Obviously,
15 years, boy.
I think it was all pretty iconic PRS sounds, in my opinion.
Iconic. Santana, you can't top that.
Not even
Right.
once. Not even once.
I'm gay.
Obviously, a PRS. All right.
Well, that was a great show. That's going to do it for us today. If you could, please go to our YouTube channel, comment, like, subscribe. We also have some gear reviews on there as well. And that about does it for me. I am Billy, Chief Redbeard, whatever the hell you want to call me.
I'm well, Bob.
I'm Nico.
And that'll be it for us. Thank you for listening, watching, whatever it is. Let us know what you guys think in the comments, and have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.
Take it home.